Bears fans, we got some big news. Is DeAndre Swift staying in Chicago? With new head coach Ben Johnson now calling the shots, a lot of people thought Swift's time in the Windy City might be over. After all, Johnson was on the Lions staff when they traded Swift to Philly, so rumors of another move started swirling fast. But hold up, Johnson just spoke at the NFL Combine, and his comments might have just shut down the trade talk. What Ben Johnson said about Swift. At the podium in Indianapolis, Johnson gave Swift a clear vote of confidence, calling him Swifty and saying he looks forward to working with him this offseason. That's a huge sign that the Bears plan to keep him around for 2025. And listen to this. Johnson even praised Swift's explosiveness and his ability to ignite an offense, both as a runner and a receiver. That sounds like a coach who sees a big role for him next season. Even with Johnson's endorsement, Chicago is expected to target a running back in the draft. Could we see Ashton Janney from Boise State in the first round? Maybe a second-round steal like Amarian Hampton, Caleb Johnson, or Travion Henderson. That means Swift is not in the clear just yet. If the Bears bring a young star, his role could change big time. One thing is for sure, if Swift stays, he needs to step it up. His 3.8 yards per carry last season was the worst of his career, and he struggled to break tackles when the Bears needed tough yards. If he's going to be the guy, he's got to prove it. Do you trust Swift to lead the backfield next season? Or should Chicago draft a new RB to take over? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Loudspeaker smash that like button. Bell, and don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Bears news. Trophy, let's go Bears. Bear face down arrow. Bears fans, listen up. Big news about the offensive line. Ben Johnson has made it clear what he wants for the Bears' new offensive line, and he's not playing around. The Bears allowed 68 sacks last season, the most in the NFL. If Caleb Williams wants to succeed, this has to change. Johnson knows that everything starts in the trenches and demands a physical, dominant, and relentless unit. We want a physical group, Johnson said at the Combine. It starts up front. We talk about finishing in a dominating position. This means if a player can't impose his will on the line, he won't be wearing a Bears jersey. The offensive line will be a key area of focus this offseason, and Johnson wants it to be a team-wide mentality. The physicality will extend throughout the entire squad, but it starts with the guys in the trenches. Johnson also emphasized the importance of having depth, making sure the Bears have reliable backups who can step in when needed. But it's not all about physicality. Johnson has also spoken about needing the right mix of talent. The right side of the line is solid with Darnell Wright, but left tackle is up for grabs after Braxton Jones' injury. The interior, though, is where things get tricky. Coleman Shelton, Matt Pryor, and Tevin Jenkins are all free agents, and it's looking like the Bears might need to find replacements. While Jenkins has had flashes of greatness, his injury history and high price tag might push him out of Chicago's plans. So, how do the Bears beef up the offensive line? With nearly $80 million in cap space, expect them to make a serious play in free agency. One name that keeps popping up is Kansas City Chiefs guard Trey Smith, who would be a perfect fit for this physical mentality. But if they miss out on Smith, there are plenty of other solid options like Kevin Zeitler and Mekhi Becton to consider. The Bears might even use their number 10 pick in the draft on an offensive lineman, but with all the free agent talent out there, they could just go that route instead. The bottom line? The offensive line is about to get a major overhaul in Chicago, and Johnson is ready to build a unit that will protect Caleb Williams and set the tone for the entire team. What do you think, Bears fans? Do you believe in this approach? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And now, the biggest draft rumor yet. Ashton Janney to the Bears? Just when you thought the Bears' offseason couldn't get more interesting, here comes another twist. Reports are heating up that Boise State star running back Ashton Janney is firmly on Chicago's radar for the 2025 NFL Draft. Bears GM Ryan Poles hinted at additions coming to the running back room, and if Chicago's formal meeting with Janney at the Combine means anything, they might be thinking big. Janney put up mind-blowing numbers in 2024, 2,601 rushing yards, 29 touchdowns, and a Heisman Trophy nomination. That kind of production is rare, and it's no surprise he's being talked about as a top running back in this year's draft class. Now, let's break this down. The Bears already have DeAndre Swift and Roscoe Johnson, but the team's rushing attack ranked 25th in the league last season. Ben Johnson built a dominant 1-2 punch in Detroit with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. So could he be looking to do the same in Chicago? Jandy himself has even mentioned that the Bears would be a nice destination for him. That's right. He's already eyeing Chicago. But is he worth the number 10 overall pick? That's the big question. With so many offensive line needs, would Poles and Johnson really invest such high draft capital in a running back? One thing's for sure, this decision will be heavily influenced by free agency. If the Bears make a move for an offensive lineman or another key piece, that number 10 pick could go to a playmaker like Jandy. So what do you think, Bears fans? Should Chicago take a shot at Jandy, or should they focus on the trenches first? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Bears updates.